back to the channel. So this is about Venus in Pisces. Venus is going to be in Pisces from the 25th of February to the 21st of March 2021. Now Venus is exalted in Pisces, so this is good news for everybody. And I want to get into in this video what it means in general for the world, what you can expect from this transit, and what it also means for each of the zodiac signs. So to begin with, Venus being exalted in Pisces, what does that mean? Well, Venus is one of the great benefics, and in the sign of Pisces, it bestows on us all the beautiful energies of Pisces into our romantic relationships and financial lives. So Venus in Pisces is an incredibly auspicious and lucky transit. Venus is very comfortable here because Venus loves love. Pisces is that kind of unconditional love. You know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. It's the ruler of the 12th house. The 12th house is very spiritual. It's not very practical. It's not very logical. It rules the type of love that we know instinctively and intuitively. It's not necessarily the energy you can see. It's the energy that you can feel. It's a sense of knowing. So when Venus is in Pisces, we can tap into this beautiful healing energy, an energy of forgiveness, an energy of creativity, and an energy of the divine. We can bring all that into our romantic relationships, our friendships, and our finances. When Venus is in Pisces, we're naturally more romantic. Pisces is a sign associated with creativity, with the arts, with theatre, with music. It is a beautiful time for music and those working in the arts. It's very creative, it's very intuitive, and it's an energy associated with channeling. So a lot of people believe that whenever an artist, be it in music or an author of a book, is creating a masterpiece, oftentimes they're channeling the energy and the messages that the collective need at that time. And whether you believe that part or not, this is a beautiful time to be creative, to look at your space, to redecorate, to create something for yourself, to write. If you're a writer, this is a beautiful transit because it really connects you to your softer heart and allows you to be more empathic, more empathetic, and more understanding of others, which is a beautiful energy for creating anything and tapping into your emotional space and creating love between you and the person who's going to be experiencing your product or your art, your masterpiece. So there's an intuitive flow between people at this time that's really very heightened. You can really reach people at this moment, especially through art, but really through emotions. It's incredibly empathic to the point of being hypersensitive at times. You know, there's always a dark side of any sign, and with Pisces being the two fish, there are aspects of duality here. So the dark side of Pisces could be denial, it could be addiction, it could be being too self-sacrificing in any of your endeavors. So if you are dealing with issues of denial or addiction, Venus transiting through Pisces is a beautiful time to heal any of those energies. And in particular, on the 13th of March, the new moon in Pisces, Venus in Pisces is going to be conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's at home in Pisces, it's the ruler of Pisces, and this is a beautiful, auspicious new energy to create, to heal, and to surrender. So if you're dealing with anything unhealthy, patterns in relationships, patterns in your life experiences, you know, maybe you are dependent on something, maybe you have an addictive personality, the new moon is always when we begin anew. It's a fresh start. It's a beautiful time to begin. And so for a lot of you, this could be a moment to reset, a moment to heal and allow in a surrender, allow in a flow of new energy in order to move past the darker side of Pisces. And for others, that could be denial. But this is a beautiful new moon in general. As Venus is going through Pisces, the new moon on the 13th is going to have the support of the sun, the new moon, Venus, and Neptune all in Pisces. And this is a really romantic, really whimsical, really creative, really sensitive, beautiful, wholesome energy. Because with the 12th house, Pisces rules the 12th house, there is that unconditional love, there's that healing, there's that surrender, and there's also sleep. There is a lot of healing energy. Sleep is when we're in a restorative state. So you may find that in March in particular, you could feel a little bit more tired. During February, the Aquarian energy was in conflict with its ruler Uranus, which is where we get really wired. So you may have been having a lot of insomnia, restlessness, and you may find that as the planets shift into Pisces, we start to feel more tired and more able to have deep, meaningful slumber. So that's a beautiful aspect to this. It's very healing. With Pisces energy, especially Venus being there, allow your heart to soften. It's a beautiful time to open your heart chakra. It's a beautiful time to meditate on your heart chakra, to engage in self-love, to engage in giving, to engage in giving and receiving love. It's all about love, but it's an unconditional kind. So it is a beautiful time for forgiveness, to let go of the past, to forgive people their mistakes, or forgive yourself for what you've done. Take whichever applies to you. This isn't to say what you have to do, it's just the energies that you can tap into. So this is a highly spiritual, highly creative, highly romantic, highly idealistic time. In fact, there is a rose-tinted glasses energy about this. And I know what you're thinking, why are you putting this up when we just had Valentine's Day? Well, Valentine's Day had a beautiful energy to it because Venus was conjunct Jupiter, which is very optimistic and idealistic. And now that Venus is moving into Pisces, it's time to really meet that energy. You know, Jupiter is very jolly, very optimistic. It's to do with higher thought. Venus is to do with love. But in the sign of Aquarius, there is a little bit of detachment. And with any process of manifestation, if you're into the law of attraction, we know that it's the feeling that pulls what we want to it. It's the feeling as if we already have it. And that's hard to tap into with Aquarius energy. You know, this is going to be a healthy dose of water, which I think everybody needs, because the Aquarius energy has very much kept people in their heads. And now it's time to tap into your feelings. This might sound a little bit iffy for some signs and really beautiful for others. This is going to benefit the water signs the most, and it's also going to benefit the earth signs. But check where your Venus is, because the way this aspects your Venus is also important. Check where you have any water in your chart, and you'll see where Venus is harmonizing with this energy and bringing you a dose of healing and forgiveness. So for example, if it is conjunct your Jupiter, that's incredibly lucky, that's incredibly auspicious. If it is square your own Venus, say you Venus in Gemini and this is squaring it, it's asking you to tap into a more emotional side rather than intellectualizing everything. With Venus in Gemini, it's asking you to get in touch with your feelings, for example. So look to where it hits in your chart, look up the meaning of that planet, and you'll see likely where you're getting some dose of creativity and unconditional love. So if you want to know what this means for your sign, the timestamps are listed below. Just so we're clear, if you're confused, it's best, astrologically speaking, to look at your rising sign. This is the sign in the ascendant when you were born. However, I will be doing cards in this reading. That's good for your sun sign. In fact, sometimes the astrology can apply more to your sun sign for whatever reason, but do look up both. You can also look up your moon sign, because say your moon is in Pisces, there will be a conjunction and you will feel that type of energy. So sun, moon, or rising. You can look up Venus as well if you really want an extra dose. Sometimes it's about finding what fits for you, but most of the time it's your ascendant. So I will see you in the timestamps below. Have a beautiful Venus in Pisces transit, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey Pisces. So this is for Pisces and Pisces rising. Pisces, this is all happening in your first house, and I bet that is a huge relief. I'm Pisces rising, and I am so excited to have energy shift into Pisces, because the 12th house that has been occupied in such a heavy way in February has been a period of self-reflection, self-understanding, really digging up some past stuff that's lying in your subconscious, what's lying in your signature vibration, the type of things that are really affecting you in the shadows. There's a reason the 12th house is known as hidden enemies, because oftentimes that is to do with self-sabotaging behavior. It can be, of course, people in the shadows, but usually people are so intuitive, they instinctively know, you know. There is an aspect of denial comes into that, but really, Pisces, this is to do with the inner shadow that you have within you. It's the subconscious print that you have. And so with so much in the 12th house, you've been healing that. And I actually saw that with the attachment card. A lot of Pisces, I noticed since Saturn moved into Aquarius back in March, 2020, and obviously it moved back into Capricorn and then back into Aquarius. There's been a bit of dipping at that point into your 12th house, and you may have become very aware of attachment theory. You may have become aware of what your attachment style is, how it's impacting your relationships and relationship choices. So I do feel that with all the energy in the 12th house in February, you have been working on your attachment style, you've been working on your shadow self, you've been doing some shadow work, you've been having uncomfortable dreams or uncomfortable memories, you've been in a state of meditation, looking more to religion, looking more to astrology, looking more to any kind of therapy or healing. And this has been very prosperous for you. If you've not started that yet, you will. It might depend on the degree, but 2021 is huge for you in terms of inner spiritual growth. And I know as a Pisces, you will be benefiting from that very quickly. Pisces, whenever they commit to healing, commit to manifesting, because your subconscious is so strong that when you start to heal yourself, you find that a lot of things come into you quite naturally with a flow, because it's that element of surrender, Pisces, is what helps you manifest. And I see that working out very well for you. So with many things here, I drew you some extra cards because you are Pisces and this is your transit. Venus in the first house and a new moon in the first house with a Venus-Neptune aspect. Change your style. Start a new diet, have a new haircut, a new skincare routine. You're just going to be looking... nobody can compete with what you're going to look like. You're going to be glowing. You're going to be the Aphrodite card, inner goddess. You're going to be so divine. A lot of it is going to be because you are connecting to your creativity and you're painting or you're dancing or you're singing, whatever this is that you do to be creative as an outlet. If it's fashion, you're just going to be in your element. This is a really beautiful card for your divinity, and the more that you are in that state of bliss and attractiveness, which is all coming from the inside, by the way, you're going to be attracting a lot of money. I see that with the prosperity card and the Empress card and the 9 of Pentacles. You're going to be attracting a lot of abundance. I think finances for a lot of you have been quite tricky. You've not felt much growth, you've not felt much room, you've not felt like you were holding on to money, and now you're going to be experiencing a time of great money manifestation. So if you're into meditations or any practice that brings money to you, it's going to be doubled this time around. It really is going to be doubled. You can manifest money out of thin air when Venus is in your sign, but particularly because we have that new moon, I see a lot of you either getting a new job with the contract card, or something financial is bringing more money to you. So there is a financial aspect to Venus being in your sign. It's not just love. But speaking of love, there's a couple of things have come up for you. If you do not want to be pregnant, be careful, because we have the guiding children card and the happy family card and the Empress and prosperity. So I am seeing for you that a lot of Pisces and Pisces rising or Pisces moon even could be conceiving a child. This doesn't have to be a literal child. This can be a project. You know, birth is beautiful, but birth is uncomfortable. I feel like a lot of you are finally coming out the birth canal of something. You've had a difficult time creating or receiving something, and you're moving into a state where it's out, it's done, it's there, like the finished result is there. And I do feel that with Venus being in your sign, you're just blessed in that area in terms of if you want to have a child. Venus in Pisces is actually a beautiful time for conception for everybody, not just you, but I do see that as something in your cards to be mindful of. Some of you could be starting a family, talking about starting a family. Some of you could be teaching children. You could be starting a new career that is aligned with children or representing children, maybe legally because of the contract card. But there's so much abundance coming for you in this cycle in every aspect. Your cards were just woo. 9 of Pentacles and the Empress card. Yes, your money is improving, your self-worth is improving. The more you take care of your physical body and your appearance, and you dress the way you want to dress, you're going to attract the luck, the career, the relationship that you want to have. And that's not woo-woo. That is, when Venus is in your sign, this is go. This is make the most of it. It's in your sign for most of your season, bar I think 4 or 5 days at the beginning. Venus is in your sign for most of your season. Make the most of it. Romantically, there is a very clear indication that somebody either loves you or is infatuated with you. If you're in a relationship, I want to say they're probably sun, moon or rising, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Someone who's really very smitten, very emotionally on your level. If you're single, this could be the one, because the Star card is here. And I do feel like if you're a Pisces and you're looking to attract the one, the new moon in Pisces on the 13th of March, beautiful time to just visualize, allow yourself to receive, ask the universe for this, but it could even be sooner. I just see for you, there's a lot of unconditional love from somebody. There's a lot of compatibility, excitement. I do feel like for a lot of you in your love life, there is a wish coming true, whether that is having a child, getting married, getting engaged, or finding this person, or just experiencing a whole transcendence with this person where you feel more in sync, more in tune, more connected. There could also be Aquarius in this person's chart, but I'm seeing somebody who has a lot of water energy. That could be Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, whatever. They have water in their chart. And I do feel with the water bearer in the Star card, you could be receiving a lot of affection, a lot of gifts, and a lot of love from whoever you're with. And if it's not somebody, if it's not romantic, this is you being creative, being able to give your gifts to the world, because there's a strong indication here of a creative gift that is getting recognition, that is possibly also bringing you money, but a general sparkle, a transcendence, you know, iridescence. Whenever you have those materials that are, they almost have like a rainbow going through them. They're not quite one color. You can get iridescent clothing or something like that. You're kind of like that, you know, the scales of a fish that can have rainbow reflected in them because they're shiny, they're oily, they're nourished. And that's you. You're just going to be looking your best, feeling your best. You're going to be manifesting with Neptune in the equation. Neptune and Venus can sometimes be kind of overwhelmingly emotional, but this is a new moon that this is occurring with, and it's a beautiful new start. You have all the power in the world to manifest what it is that you want. And because you've really been through the ringer with that 12th house and you've been doing a lot of shadow work, you deserve it. You've unlocked something, and this is your time to benefit from it. Jupiter is also going to move into your sign in May. You'll feel more of that energy. But for now, just enjoy it. Just manifest it. Allow yourself to receive. This is the universe sending you a bunch of roses. So enjoy it, Pisces. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aries, and welcome to your segment on the Venus and Pisces transit. So Aries, Venus is going to be coasting through your 12th house, which is to do with the subconscious mind. It's to do with what's hidden. It's to do with what lies beneath. And it's to do with unconditional love, destiny, that type of thing. So it's a really beautiful transit because Venus is exalted in Pisces. So you have this beautiful loving energy going through your soul. You have the planet of love bringing this beautiful understanding and unconditional love to any hurts, to any traumas, to any past experiences that need to be brought to light. I feel with the hanging man that you have been delaying something in your life, and it's delaying some kind of healing, delaying some kind of decision, particularly in regards to romance, especially if you're dealing with a Gemini or someone with Gemini in their chart. You've been delaying some kind of decision or some kind of healing or some kind of conversation. And I feel with the Magician card, you're getting your voice with this transit because you're surrendering to higher powers, you're surrendering to the healing that you need to do. And I think a lot of you are tapping into some past fears, some past experiences, and really getting a lot of love and understanding towards those. So this could manifest as opening up to a partner about some pain that you have or some past experiences, you know, heart-to-heart conversations. This could be healing a pattern in your relationships. This could be actually about exiting unhealthy relationships. So whenever Venus is in the 12th house, sometimes it can be that you leave relationships that are really unhealthy and really confusing. I feel like for some Aries that are in unusual situations, you know, not committed relationships but situationships, you could be deciding what to do about that. There could have been a delay. For those of you in happy relationships, I see that things are feeling really balanced. You're having beautiful conversations. You're balancing your heart and your head rather than just leading with the head, because we have the that's not it, the thinking man and the man holding a heart, and yin and yang. So I feel like a lot of Aries are finding themselves in relationships or in dynamics of opposite feeling, thinking modes. You know, in the Myers-Briggs personality, the way you're either a thinking or a feeling, I think a lot of you are maybe finding yourselves as a thinker in a feeling relationship or vice versa. I feel for a lot of single Aries that have nobody in the picture. One of the things that you might experience with this transit is reconnecting with somebody in the past, or meeting somebody that has a soul purpose, you know, is a soulmate. We have the yin and the yang card after all. For those of you in relationships, I see it as being a really beautiful time for connection, with the Aphrodite card and the man holding a heart and the abundance card and the bodies of water. I feel a lot of you are tapping into your emotions more in relationships and sharing and accepting each other, because with the 12th house, there is this unconditional love energy that presents itself in your relationship. So if you're committed, this is a beautiful time to go a little bit deeper. Or if you're looking, it's a beautiful time to really think about what it is that you want and also what you need. You know, what self-sabotaging behaviors or hidden enemies are holding you back. The hidden enemy in the 12th house is oftentimes ourselves and our self-sabotaging behavior. And sometimes people don't realize that they can sabotage relationships by being too closed, by being too logical. Sometimes they can sabotage by being too emotional on, you know, the counter. But with the yin and yang and the 22, it's all about balance. So I do feel for a lot of you that there's a strong soulmate energy here. With the Hanged Man, because it's focusing on the 12th house, there is a need to surrender and see a different perspective, especially if you're in a relationship. I think there might be a need for compromise on something. And I feel that a lot of you are going to, the more you tap into your feeling mode and you heal with this energy, the more abundance naturally you'll attract. And the reason for that, Aries, is because when you're trying to get somewhere in life, sometimes it is the hidden enemies that stop it. And you know, when people are thinking about the 12th house in astrology, they think of hidden enemies, you know, friendships that aren't really friends, that type of thing. But mostly it's actually the hidden enemy within, because typically you have a very strong intuition. You know when something's wrong, but you continue to do it anyway. That's a hidden enemy, not because you're associating with a hidden enemy, but because you're choosing to do so. That's the hidden enemy within. And so for you, the self-sabotaging, I notice for Aries people, is oftentimes that they're so sensitive, but they never like to put it forward. They don't like to show it. They like to show courage and strength and bravery, you know, the soldier. And sometimes that can get in the way of you finding either someone compatible or connecting. And it's whenever you show that softer side that you can receive the unconditional love that you require in order to feel safe. So if you're in a situationship or you're in something that's uncomfortable or unhealthy or toxic for you, chances are with Venus in the 12th house, you'll be pulled out of it, I have to say. If that's the case, spend time near water, you know, heal, process your emotions, allow yourself to feel. And if you're in a relationship where you're safe and you're connected, allow yourself to share a little bit more, because there is that unconditional love energy coming from this. And with the Inner Goddess card, it's a beautiful time to feel that unconditional love, that receptivity from other people. You'll also be more creative. You'll be more actually, one of the things that's coming up for you is a delayed manifestation. So there actually is something that has been delayed that you really wanted that's coming around. So that could be something that was delayed because of the pandemic. That could be something that was delayed because of bad timing. But I do see that it's something financial or career-wise, because you have the abundance card. So you're getting good news during this transit about the end of a difficult phase and a new beginning. And then we're going to move into your season. Literally the day Venus leaves Pisces, we go into your season, and it's go, go, go. So get as much gunk and fear and stuff as you can out during this time, and just allow yourself to process any emotions, any painful emotions, let them all come out. Allow yourself to be loved unconditionally. And if you're not in that situation, out you go. I don't think you're going to want to stay in that. When Venus goes through your 12th house, it's very hard to stay in unhealthy relationships. But the 12th house is actually also coincidentally a beautiful time for soulmates. Every house is pretty packed. So I will see you soon, Aries. Bye. Hi, Taurus. So Taurus, for Taurus rising and Taurus sun, Venus in Pisces is a time for wishes for you. Whenever we see something in the 11th house, this is particularly true for Taurus rising, but applies to Taurus as well. This is going to be so much more harmonious for you than it has been with all the energy in Aquarius. The Piscean energy is going to feel that there is something manifesting for you that you've been really trying and working very hard to get, something that you've really been very serious about. One of the things that came up in your cards, Taurus, is that there is something in your life you've been working really hard on, something you've been really trying to build. I think for a lot of you, it's been to do with career. I think it's been to do with reputation, establishing yourself, making a solid and grounded approach towards your goals, your long-term goals and your aspirations. And I'm seeing that for a lot of you, this is paying off with Venus going through Pisces, because it's going to pay off financially and romantically for you. So one of the things that I'm seeing in your cards is that if you're dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini, air sign energy, sun, moon, or rising, whatever capacity this is, the answer seems to be yes. This seems to be something that's very blessed for you, something that's really lucky for you, and something that holds a lot of weight for you. If you're single, with Venus being in the 11th house, you're likely to be manifesting someone who's incredibly smart, somebody who's incredibly intelligent, well-spoken, well thought through. They have a lot of ambitions themselves. They approach life with a really strong sense of logic and evidence to back their decisions, and they have a very strong moral compass, a very strong moral and ethical code that they live by. This could be someone who's very conservative in their dress, somebody who's very traditional is the word that I'm looking for, a very traditional person, because we have the King of Swords and the thinking man. So this could be a sign, Taurus, that you're pursuing something incredibly intellectual and incredibly ambitious in career. But if it's romantic, I feel like this is somebody you're calling in, or somebody that you're dealing with. And in your relationships in general, Taurus, it's a beautiful time to start communicating. When Venus is in Pisces, because it's your ruler, you're blessed in terms of your manifestation and what you speak into the universe. So your words are spells at the moment. You're really attracting back what it is that you're putting out, what it is that you're focusing your mind and your attention on. We also have the World card and the Nine of Cups. There is a very significant wish that seems to be coming for you, Taurus, and I think for a lot of you it is career, but it can also be in romance. Whatever it is that's at the top of your mind, the top of your wish list, on your vision board, something for you is manifesting with this Venus in the 11th house. But because of this, with Venus being in Pisces, you have to stay optimistic and you have to have faith, because Pisces is the sign associated with faith in the divine and faith in the unseen. And the more faith you put into what you can't see, but you can feel in your heart and feel in your soul, you feel it, so it must be yours eventually, the more you will get the results that you're looking for. Because I think with the thinking man and the King of Swords, you've been in a position with all the Aquarian energy where you yourself has been very logical, and now there's a bit of faith needed for the equation. Because I'm also seeing with the Anya card, leap of faith, and Rhiannon the sorceress, you're having to take a leap of faith in something and put your faith into your next chapter, into your next segment of your life, whatever this may be, if it's career, if it's love. I do think for some of you it's love, and I think for some of you it's career. If it is career, I feel like it's because you're already established with somebody, and if it is love, it's because you're already established with career. But for a rare few of you, yes, it can be both. The 11th house is, your ideals, your wishes, and so that can be very broad. And I do see this as a time where a lot of you may be reuniting with friends or having celebrations with friends. You might get good news about your friends. Friends may get engaged. Friends may get new jobs. Group settings are very good for you. And I'm also seeing with the Happy Family card that some of you are manifesting for yourself a family or for health in a family. And I'm feeling with the Sorceress card that some of you are natural healers, and you're able to help people work through their troubles, especially in your family. I feel like a lot of you are helping your family through some difficult times, because last month we did have a full moon in Leo, which would be your family sector. And so there has been perhaps some things coming up to your attention from the past, some wounds that need to be healed. This is a time to spend more time with your family. And I'm also saying with those cards that a lot of you have got spiritual gifts from family members that you may be connecting to. You may find out someone in your family was a medium or an astrologer or something like that, that can really help you connect to your ancestry and your lineage, because I'm seeing that the more you do that, the easier it is for you to manifest, because you feel grounded. And with Uranus being in your sign and the ongoing squares and tension this year with Saturn, Taurus, I'm thinking that for you, the more grounded you feel in terms of your roots and where you come from, the more successful you'll be, the more you'll manifest what it is that you want. So to recap, if you are looking for love, I do see a lot of you finding an air sign, an Aquarius, a Libra, a Gemini, or at the very least someone who's very smart, someone who's very logical, and I also feel very moral too. This could be somebody that you meet through work, but I think it's most likely someone who is established in their profession or very ambitious, and someone who really leads with the head but isn't emotionless. You know what I mean? Kind of, I want to say for a lot of you, I think it's Aquarius. I think that a lot of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. And this person puts you, or you put them in touch, or they put you in touch with your magic, either on purpose or not so much on purpose. It's like something awakens within you, and you realize just how powerful your thoughts are. So that's something that I'm seeing for you, Taurus. Have a beautiful month, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Gemini. So Venus in Pisces for you is going to be exalting your sector of career and success and long-term goals. And the 10th house is a lot to do with our long-term goals and aspirations for ourselves in general. The 10th house is actually also associated with title. So while you can expect a lot of abundance and a lot of charm in your career sector and your long-term goals, if you are hoping to be someone's partner, someone's parent, somebody's spouse, for example, the titles that you're hoping for yourself in this lifetime all fall under this energy too. So who it is you would like to be to someone else or to others is highlighted under this Venus in Pisces time. So this is actually a beautiful time for you to get very clear on what it is and who it is that you want to be in your relationships. And so with Venus going through Pisces, although there may be a little bit of discord with the true node in your sign, it is showing you, Gemini, where you're getting in your own way. And this is coming up for your cards too, because I noticed that the cards that came out for you first were the Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Some of you are very afraid of letting love in. For some of you it's fear, and for some of you it's inconvenience. But a lot of you are kind of blocked off to letting either new love in or letting your partner in. There's a sense that a lot of you haven't been seeing eye to eye with a partner, or you've not necessarily been sure of what it is that you want. So maybe you've been getting mixed results. What I'm seeing for you, Gemini, is that because of the true node being in your sign and it being activated by the Piscean energy, which as we know is spirituality and the higher self, a lot of you are going through a third eye awakening. So what is a third eye awakening? It's basically when you get more in touch with your intuition and you start opening yourself up to life and opening yourself up to experiences and opening yourself up to connecting with others. And it's not about sacrificing your boundaries. It's not about completely giving yourself away to other people or throwing yourself at their mercy. It's more to do with being open to connecting to somebody on a bit of a psychic wavelength. You know, when you have a partner, you kind of have a bit of telepathy around. The deeper you connect with somebody where you're both open to that third eye activation, whether intentionally or not, you can have a much deeper relationship and a much more authentic connection because you're not trying to keep anybody out. I think for a lot of you, you're very scared of what people might think when they get to know you on a deeper level, or what's really going on within you at the moment, because I am seeing a lot of you are opening up your third eye. So you may actually be experiencing, with Venus in Pisces, a lot more messages from the universe. A lot being much more in touch with the psychic aspects of your relationship, a little bit of telepathy, a little bit of understanding what the other person's thinking, having little serendipitous moments, that kind of thing. Because I'm seeing that a lot of you through this activation are actually healing your emotional side, and you are softening to someone or the idea of love. So what I feel for you, Gemini, is that for those of you that are single, love is trying to get through. You might have trouble seeing it because you know, you're kind of in a funny place with Neptune, a lot of you. So I think some of you are having trouble seeing things for what they really are, or seeing people's intentions, and it's maybe made you shut down. But what you're going through with Venus connecting with Neptune is that your intuition is, you're getting a lot more insights and a lot more downloads with what's really going on with you and what's coming to you and what people actually mean, what people are actually wanting from you or what people are offering to you. You know, when Mercury is in retrograde, it's actually in retrograde as I'm filming this, and I still find that anytime I put a camera on myself, I can barely speak. Like, everything just turns into gobbledygook. But you will find when Mercury is direct and Venus is in Pisces that there's a smoothness to it. You know, there's a lot of activation going on for you, and it is in your third eye, it is your intuition, and it is in your connections. And so I think for you, one of the troubles that you face, Gemini, apart from letting people in, is actually receiving from them, because I have the Abundantia card. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. And that's something that I feel like you're not quite open to. I think maybe a lot of you have been very hurt or very let down. And some of you feel like you've been let down by the universe in particular. And this could be very true for Gemini rising. But I do feel that a lot of you are now connecting to the divine. You're connecting to your faith, because we also have the sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And with Saturn and Jupiter still being in the air signs for you, they're still in Aquarius, and that's connecting to your ideology, your belief system. I feel like a lot of you are having really strong shifts in your thinking and your approaches. And so with that in mind, a lot of you have been living so much in your head. There has been a disconnect to your emotional self. And I do see that Venus in Pisces, the water energy in the sky, is going to bring you more in touch with your emotions. And it's really going to help you allow love in, because I do feel like for a lot of you that love is trying to come in if you're single. And if you're in a relationship, especially if it's with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or a Sagittarius, it doesn't have to be any of those signs. But I do feel that if you're in a relationship, the person really wants to, no matter how long you've been together, they really want to get to know you better. Or maybe you want that from them. And maybe this is all opening up for you with Venus and Pisces, but I do think that this time is going to be very healing for you, and it's going to put you more in touch with your emotions. And in turn, it's going to deepen your connection with somebody else. Maybe somebody new. But what's changing, Gemini, is that you're opening up and you're more open to receive. So that is all I have for you, Gemini, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Cancer and Cancer rising. So this is your segment on Venus in Pisces. So Cancer, Venus in Pisces is going to light up your 9th house, which is to do with the journey, exploration, adventure, philosophy, the higher self. So your perspective on love and relationships is changing. Your perspective on money is changing. Your perspective on what matters is changing a lot at the moment too. We've just come out of Aquarius season, and Aquarius season for you has been quite tough. It's been giving you a moment to transform in a powerful way, to face your fears, to come head to head with your more primal nature, to experience pangs of jealousy, fear of loss, fear of abandonment. Maybe for some of you it actually manifested as those things themselves. Because one of the things that I'm seeing for you, Cancer, is that you have been through a period in the last few years, maybe, where you've had to really defend yourself, and you've put up your guard because you've had your heart broken, you've been very misunderstood, you've been very hurt in your relationships. There's been people that have made you feel unworthy. There's been people that have made you feel like you weren't good enough as you were. You've experienced a lot of pain, and it's made you feel like you need to protect yourself, or you need to be on the defensive, as you can see with this card. A really strong need to protect yourself and your territory, protect your heart, because it is your territory. But one of the things that I'm seeing for you, Cancer, as we move into Pisces season, is a really substantial shift. And the reason that I'm saying that is because we have the Knight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun. Because Venus and some of the other planets are moving, they've just fallen on the floor. Because they're moving into Pisces, which is a fellow water sign, you're finally getting a little bit of cosmic flow. There isn't as much resistance. The energy is starting to move, it's starting to flow, and there is a new journey in the midst for you. One of the things that a lot of you have to bear in mind in love and romance at the moment is that if you're single, open your mind to completely different possibilities. Open your mind to dating someone completely different to your type, maybe from a different country, a different background, a different religion, different political system, whatever it is, because I'm seeing with the Garden and the Gate, what you're looking for at the moment is outside your comfort zone. It's outside what you've done. It's outside what you've been doing. So for those of you that are single, I do see you finding love with someone who may be from a different country or different background, especially because of the Knight of Wands and the Sun. They may be from a completely different country. Some of you might be moving during this period, if that's possible, or you may be meeting somebody that has just moved, or you may be planning to move in the future. And if you are, these are all saying, yes, it's going to change your luck. The more open-minded you become, the luckier you become. Because if your mind is closed and what is meant for you is very different to what you expect, but you're closed off from it, you just delay it. You don't cancel it, because what is meant for you will never miss you, but you can delay these things. And I'm saying with the Mother Nature card, Mother Earth, and the Go Outside card, a lot of you really need to get out of where you are. A lot of you are feeling really cooped up. And when planets start moving into your 9th house, you want to explore, you want to journey, you want to go on an adventure. And I actually think a lot of Cancerians could be meeting the person that they marry. Okay, so we have the Justice card, which is to do with marriage, it's to do with contracts, and it's to do with fairness. So if a lot of you are on the lookout for love, I do think that for many of you, you will find someone completely different to the people you've gone for before. That can be looks, but most likely it's treatment. I feel like with the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, you've had to really defend yourself, and you've put your guard up because other people have been intentionally cruel, or best case scenario, they were simply incompatible. But I do feel with Justice that something is being ironed out here. Now, you did have Saturn in your relationship sector, and some of you still do, Cancer rising, or because you're a Cancer sun, you had it sitting across from you, putting all this pressure on you to be serious. And so a lot of you had to exit relationships that weren't. A lot of you had to get very serious about your romantic life. And now there's an easing up here. There's a bit more of a flow. And Venus in Pisces for you, Cancer, is going to be so harmonious and so beautiful. But it is going to ask you to open your mind and open your heart, because there could be somebody right around the corner with that Wheel of Fortune where there's fate involved, especially because the North Node is in your 12th house of soulmates. So there could actually be somebody around the corner. It could be a fire sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this could be someone you're already with. But there is a need for adventure, a need to expand, and a need to be more open-minded about your romantic life at this time. So that is all I have for you, Cancer. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Leo, welcome to your segment on Venus in Pisces. This is for Leo, Sun, and Rising. So Leo, Venus in Pisces is in your 8th house. This is to do with the ego, this is to do with transformation, and this is to do with reaching real depth in your personal life. It's to do with intimacy and merging shared resources. And so Venus moving through this area may make you more prone to jealousy or facing some fears that are ego-based. You know, the ego is fear, so abandonment wounds, jealousy, and mistrust. So that doesn't sound so good so far, but bear with me. Venus moving through Pisces is going to be a smoothing energy. It's going to help you heal these wounds, because I am seeing with the Envy card and the Attachment card, some of you have had a lot of trouble letting go of an ex or a past relationship, maybe not because of them, but because of the experience of it. And I'm seeing with the Magician and the Mirror that you are finding that the more you hold on to these past experiences or bring up these experiences, the more they're being mirrored back at you. And it's because you've not reached the root of what the problem is. A lot of you, these fears could come from childhood, they could come from past relationships, or they could be to do with uncertainty in your career at the moment. But basically what it seems to me, Leo, is that you're having some fears pulled out of you and you're really trying to embrace love. So the reason I say that is because we have the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups. So we have 555, which is change, right? That's the angel number for change. And we have the Death card. You're ready to let a certain cycle go. You're ready to let certain energies die, whether it be being around people that talk bad about you, being around relationships that are unhealthy, going back to people that are unhealthy, or choosing people that are unhealthy. you're ready to make a substantial change. Now, the 8th house is where we make that change. It's the most profound change. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. And a lot of you are getting to grips with your attachment style. I say to anybody that watches tarot or astrology, do look into your attachment style, because sometimes people can get really lost in spirituality. And you know, even in astrology, the 12th house, yes, it's spirituality, psychology does exist in the wheel. And sometimes it's good to get into that attachment style to fix the thing that's repeating. You know, you can get very lost in spirituality and trying to manifest outside of yourself, but shadow work is really therapy. You know, it's getting to the root of the issue, getting to the root of the problem. And I think for some of you, there have been patterns that have been bringing about results you didn't want, be it discord, be it a lack of financial abundance even. It doesn't have to be relationships. But any issues or fears that come up at this time are designed to be transformed. And I do see that as something that's going to be very beneficial for you, Leo. I'm also seeing that the full moon in Virgo on the 27th of February, just after Venus moves into Pisces, is going to be very significant for you for seeing something start to grow. So when Venus is in Pisces, you're starting to see progress, you're starting to see results, you're starting to see the physical changes manifest. Either you're seeing more money come in, either you're being asked out on a date by somebody, either someone is coming forward with their feelings for you, or in a relationship, you're finally seeing eye to eye. So I'm seeing around the full moon in Virgo in particular, you notice some growth, you notice some momentum, and I think it's really beneficial for you and really helpful for you. If you are dealing with an earth sign, I think they have much deeper feelings than they're letting on. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun or Rising. I feel like they have a lot deeper feelings than they're letting on, and they might be sharing these with you. I also feel like this might be someone who's quite shy or quite scared to express those feelings. This could also be someone you work with likes you, or this could be someone from the past keeping an eye on you. But I'm sort of feeling it more as the secret crush, or if it's a relationship in your life, they're keeping a lot to themselves, and the Virgo full moon might pull some of this information out of them. Don't forget, it's aspecting Uranus, so there could be a surprise declaration of feelings for you. If not, I also feel like some of you could be getting a promotion or a job offer right out of the blue that enhances you financially. But you have to be open to receiving that. We have Hathor, receptivity, allow yourself to receive. This helps you give as well, but we also have Mat, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So you have to trust, Leo, that while you're working through anything that's coming up in terms of fear or anything that needs to be addressed, you're transforming it. You know, you're having a phoenix moment from the ashes in your love life, in your money life, and things are really going to start to improve. Furthermore, you're going to find that you, from doing this work, will attract more just and moral people, you know, better candidates. And if it's not somebody new in your relationships, there's going to be an evening out. I'm seeing this lovely balanced energy where you can have fair discussions, and it's important whenever you're in relationships, because the 8th house is where we merge, and there's a reason then that when we merge in that house, it has our shared resources, shared finances, and intimacy, and that is all very intense. But it requires us to have death of the ego moments where we can let go of our old fears, our old identities, and our old ways of doing things in order to merge with another. It's not sacrificing yourself, but it's growing with somebody, and that's something that I'm seeing for you as being very significant. If you are single, again, I do think that there is an earth sign that likes you, but I do think you might have to make the first move. If you're in a relationship, it sort of seems to me like there might be some fears of you to address. There might be some things that keep coming up in arguments that you need to get to the bottom of. But all in all, I see this all evening out for you, being resolved fairly, and allowing you to give and receive with more flow in your relationship. So if you've been having a tough time with somebody, or you've been having a tough time in general, this is a good omen that you're getting to the root of it, you're doing the work, and you're going to see the rewards, especially around the Virgo full moon. But that is all I have for you, Leo. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, welcome to your segment on the Venus in Pisces exaltation. So Venus in Pisces for you, Virgo, is happening across the sky in your opposite sign of Pisces. So the opposite sign in the zodiac is our sector of partnerships, our one-on-one relationships, our committed relationships, our marriages. It's where our spouse is, for example. And so for a lot of you, Venus being exalted in Pisces, this season is going to be a beautiful time for you to establish a relationship, to meet somebody that you could be quite serious about, to meet somebody who ticks all your boxes, to form a relationship with somebody formally. It could be a time when you get engaged, it could be a time when you get married. I definitely say for a lot of you that marriage could be in the cards, because we have the Justice card and we have the Angel of Love card and the door to romance. Okay, so a lot of you could be getting engaged, some of you could be getting married, some of you could be talking about that with a partner or deciding what the future of your relationship actually is. I do feel for some of you that because of the full moon being in your sign, a lot of emotions for you are being heightened in terms of your service to a partner or to a relationship. Some of you could be finding that you're unsure if you want to continue a relationship that you're in, or you could be feeling uncertain about the future. There could be a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of a fear, because we have the adjacent possibilities card, the attachment card, and the appreciation card. So a lot of you are needing to make decisions based on appreciation, based on what you appreciate in your relationships, what you love about the person you're with, or what you would love to have with somebody, or appreciating where you are. Because I'm seeing with the adjacent possibilities and the attachment card is that you can sometimes let your mindset get in the way of your relationships. And I think for a lot of you, you're kind of at this crossroads where if you want something different, if you want a different kind of relationship or partnership, you need to make different decisions. And I feel like a lot of you have been making decisions based on a partnership attachment, you know, a past experience or the relationship attachment style that you have, and that might be something you're looking into, because the full moon in your sign is putting a lot of energy, Virgo, on you, on the self. It's kind of a magnifying glass to the self, and you might be seeing parts of your shadow through a partner. You know, a relationship or a prospective relationship might be showing you parts of yourself that you're thinking, I really need to work on this, or I really need to change this, or you know, maybe I've been a little ungrateful here, you know, something like that. There's kind of seeing yourself in the eyes of another energy going on for you, and that can be something incredibly rewarding, or that can be something quite tricky. I do feel for a lot of you though, with the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Wands, if you meet somebody during this time, I think it could take off really quite quickly. I think it could be something that goes really fast, really soon. With Mercury out of retrograde, I think that there is this very clear, swift motion in the sky. Mercury in retrograde. Anytime I hit your video or Gemini's video, Mercury retrograde has, you know, ceased. It's in shadow for a lot of the time in March, but it has ceased. And in this time, I think a lot of you could feel that shift in momentum, and a passionate relationship could really take off, or the passion within a relationship could take off again. And I feel with the Justice card that this is something committed, or will lead to something committed, because the door to romance and the Angel of Love is blessing your love life. We also have two Mary cards. We have Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. So Mary Magdalene is the unconditional love card, and Mother Mary is the expect a miracle card. So there is some kind of miracle for you in love, whether that's getting an existing relationship on track, whether that is suddenly feeling better after a tricky time, whether that is somebody coming in that's new. But I also feel like with the Don't Back Down card, keep your standards high, and don't, you know, as much as it's saying that there seems to be for a lot of you a relationship that takes off very quickly if you're single, or meeting somebody very unexpectedly, keep your boundaries up. Venus in Pisces can sometimes sacrifice boundaries, and because of the full moon in your sign, you may be more emotional and susceptible to people crossing that line with you, so just bear that in mind. But I do feel for a lot of Virgos, there is some kind of miracle for you in your love life and your romantic life that looks really promising. I do feel like a lot of you could be dealing with a Libra, but I'm also getting Leo, Sagittarius, and Cancer. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. I hope you have a wonderful Venus and Pisces season, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Libra, so welcome to your Venus and Pisces segment. So Venus and Pisces for you Libra is going to be in your 6th house, which is to do with work, well-being, health and service. So it doesn't sound very romantic, does it? Venus is your ruler and Venus is adding you blessings in terms of your routine, in terms of your health. So you're going to be feeling a really beautiful shift in energy. If you've been feeling unwell, if you've been feeling lethargic or tired, Venus is going to bestow upon you some really good habits. In fact, a lot of you are going to be starting some new habits. Some of you are starting a new job, and this is something that's going to be very beneficial, very blessed for you, and it's potentially going to lead you to better health or better money. It's going to lead you to something tangible. So some of you during this time could be starting a new fitness routine, especially around the new moon in Pisces on the 13th of March. You could be starting a new diet. You could be starting a new workout schedule. You could be following a workout challenge. A lot of you could be starting a new job around that time. Some of you could be investing in online services. Some of you could be really getting into Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, that type of thing. And so Venus could be offering you a lot of blessings in those areas for you, Libra. I'm also seeing that this is a time where you may need to be more restful. And the reason that I say that is because we have a full moon in Virgo coming up on the 27th, and this is in your 12th house, which is a time of rest, a time of reflection, a time of dream analysis, of letting some old fears, old feelings rise to the surface. Your subconscious will be sending you messages, will be sending you energies for you to work with. Because sometimes the full moon in the 12th house brings up feelings that are unacknowledged. This could bring up issues surrounding addiction. This could be escapism, this could be low self-worth, this could be conditioning, subconscious programming of any kind. And I'm seeing that this is going to be a very healing time for you, and your focus with your ruler in this sign is going to be on getting yourself in a better place mentally, spiritually and physically. That is where your focus is, and a lot of your focus is as well is on work with the contract card. Now, I do feel for you that there could actually be a relationship in the cards for many of you with an air sign, an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, that could be younger than you or associated through work with you. This could be something that's quite committed, but that would probably be for a select few of you. For most of you, I feel like this is a time for really focusing on your body and your well-being and your worth, because I think some of you need your own compassion. We have the compassion card. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So I feel like the harder you are on yourself, Libra, the worse you're attracting. And so I think some of you are breaking a cycle at this point where you're putting your love and your care into yourself, and this in turn is going to attract better opportunities to you, especially with the Saraswati card, the arts. So if you're focusing on your creative activities, how you present yourself, how you dress, how you style yourself, the things you do for pleasure, the things you do for fun. Not forgetting we have Jupiter and Saturn in your 5th house for most of the year. Jupiter is going to be moving into your 6th house. Moves into Pisces in May for a very short stay, but you're still going to have a lot of 5th house energy to play with. And so February had a lot of romantic energies for you. Because of the Aquarian energy, and likely for a lot of you things maybe took off. This is more a stabilizing influence about getting yourself in a better position, taking better care of your health, better care of your well-being and better care of your body, and really resting and healing around that full moon on the 27th of February right into the first week of March. It's a time for rest and rejuvenation and recuperation, and it may bring some health issues to the surface for you, especially if you're dependent on something or you're abusing a substance of any kind. This would be a full moon to say enough is enough. And the new moon in Pisces in March around the 13th would be a time to start over and make better habits for yourself. So that is what I have for you, Libra. I hope you have a beautiful season. Bye. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your segment on Venus in Pisces. So Scorpio, you're actually one of the signs that's going to benefit most from this Venus in Pisces transit, because this is happening in your 5th house, your sector of love, romance, creativity and creation. So whenever we have Venus, a benefic in our 5th house, it can bring a lot of joy, a lot of love and a lot of happiness overall. It can really inject this beautiful, romantic, happy feeling into your life, into all your relationships, into your finances. You get more creative and you're more open to what it is that you can create, either within a relationship or for yourself. The fifth house is very playful, it's very exciting, it can be quite dramatic. So with Venus there, if you're single, it can be a really fun time to mingle and explore. If you are in a relationship, it's very steamy, it's very romantic, there's a lot of connection and just so much good feeling that I think is beautiful for you, because even in your cards I can see that because you've had so much transiting the fourth house with the Aquarian energy, a lot of Scorpios have felt very introverted, really wanting to rest, really wanting to nest, wanting to stay at home more, wanting to process some feelings and some past energies and really, you know, heal certain things about yourself. Because when there's an array of planets in the air signs, Scorpio, you can find yourself in a really introspective, healing space, and that's beautiful. And that is something that you're now about to experience a little burst of energy with. So I can see with the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, and the Lovers, that a lot of Scorpios are either really happy, really settled in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship but you've been through a rough time, there's a lot of healing of your heart chakra. There is, I want to say forgiveness, but I know Scorpio is not a sign that's associated with forgiveness. There's a chance though with Venus and Pisces that you can find it. With this transit, you could be feeling very forgiving over the past, very understanding over the past, really reaching a new point where you can rise above it, especially if you've been very hurt in past relationships. And I am seeing that if you're single or if you're in a relationship, there's a huge indicator here of reciprocity, give and take, giving and receiving. And that's something that can actually only happen for people when they have an open heart chakra. So if you are a Scorpio that has been very hurt before, you can find having an open heart quite hard. And then that means that love doesn't get in. It also means that love doesn't get out. So there's no movement in and out. And the heart chakra then just feels very stuck. And you feel like there's no momentum because it's closed. And oftentimes we think somebody has to come along to open it. But in reality, it's that everything just starts from within. Just everything in life just starts from within. So you have to have this open heart space in order to let in this beautiful energy. And also to be creative, also to be in the process of birthing something. The fifth house is associated in some regards with pregnancy, so is the 12th house, but there is an energy at the fifth house of children. With the fertility card, I think a lot of Scorpios or Scorpio rising could be having children, you could be conceiving children. Venus and Pisces is typically associated with that transit. And with the fourth chakra, I feel like there are new things coming into your life in terms of creativity, creation, and beauty. So this could be you and a partner, for example, having a baby, or it could actually be going into business on a project, because we have the man and woman holding a coin, which means that you two could be deciding to invest in something together, be it a home, be it a project, be it a career, be it a business. I also see that with the Six of Pentacles. There's a lot of, with the fifth house, I feel like there's a lot of people wanting to receive your energy and wanting to give. There's a lot of gifts for you, Scorpio. So this could be financial assistance. This could be some money coming into you, actually. With the fifth house, the more creative you are, the more you pay attention to the energy of love, the more that you manifest material abundance, because the fourth chakra, your heart chakra, is also associated with feeling like you deserve good things. So with the arts card and the unconditional love, a lot of you are in a very creative space. This brings blessings to you. But I do feel for a lot of Scorpios that in romance, there is an unconditional love being tapped into. So if you're single, this is a good sign. Obviously, this won't apply to everybody. It's only general. But your cards are very romantic. And all I can see is reciprocity. You know, Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, unconditional love, man and woman holding a coin, and the Chariot. So you could be dealing with maybe you and a partner are getting a car, but you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Gemini. You could be dealing with any sign. Don't take that too, literally. But I do see that a lot of you are in very reciprocal relationships or are attracting very reciprocal relationships. And if you're looking to attract new love, the spring, with the fertility card, the spring. So March, April, May. And the more artistic you are and the more creative and the more you open your heart chakra and tap into unconditional love, the more energy flows to you. But I do think a lot of you would benefit from opening up your heart chakra, which can be through meditation, it can be through being in nature. This is the go outside card, fresh air, rest and rejuvenation. The fertility card, I just feel like something really beautiful is coming into your life. This could be anything. It could be a new job with the coin cards here. It could be more abundance. It could be a flow of money coming to you through your efforts, but it's all linked to that fifth house bracket of love and creativity. This is also going to be harmonizing with Uranus in your partnership sector. So that's good for business, that's good for contracts, and it's also good for relationships in general. It's a harmonious energy opposed to the Aquarian energy, which has felt quite like a personal attack at times. For Scorpios and fixed signs, the fixed squares can feel like a personal attack, but it's not. You have a lot of growth coming out of this transit that's really very beautiful. So I love this for you, Scorpio. Tap into that unconditional love and enjoy this cycle, because it's one of your best times of the year. So I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your segment on Venus in Pisces. So Sagittarius, this is an energy that is connecting with your fourth house, your sector of home, family, security, safety, and the past. So while Venus is going through this sector, it is a time of reflection and forgiveness for you towards your family, towards your past, towards your childhood, or any issue that lies within that area. For some of you that have had very happy childhoods, this will result as forgiving people in the past in general, or reconnecting with your home, spending more time with family, especially the mother, spending more time decorating your home. This is a beautiful energy for decorating your home, decorating your space, bringing in some finishing touches, candles, flowers, photographs, frames, changing your wallpaper, anything. Venus going through your home sector is bringing this beautiful energy to your home. And if you are decorating, it makes you more creative. And you notice in the fourth house that when you change your space and you have a happy space, because the fifth house follows, you're able to be more creative and you're able to feel more joy and more pleasure in your surroundings, which is important at the moment considering a lot of people are stuck at home. So I'm seeing that with the appreciation card, the woman holding a coin, and abundance. When you start having more appreciation for your home and investing in your home, you're going to attract more money. And I feel like a lot of you are redecorating at the moment, or you are spending more money on your home, and this is going to attract more financial opportunities to you, because the more you invest in your home and your space, the better the energy is, the more you attract. I am seeing that for a lot of you that hasn't been the focus recently, you know, in the past there, the last couple of months, because a lot of you were really missing travel, a lot of you were really missing adventure, and a lot of you were really feeling like you were missing out on life. A lot of you have been feeling very stuck, very caged in. A lot of you have been feeling very upset because you've had more time to think and process things from the past, and you're actually doing yourself a service by processing some things from the past, because fire signs have this drive to go, that sometimes they forget to pause and really understand why certain things happened, why they had to happen, what the higher meaning is. You love shooting your arrows into different directions, but it doesn't mean that the past doesn't matter. You know, as you're constantly going forward after these arrows, sometimes you can forget where you're coming from or why you were going for them in the first place, and that's when you lose your perspective. When the arrows are in the air and you're having that heightened view, that bird's eye view, that's when your wisdom comes. It's not actually whenever you hit your target, right? It's whenever you're actually tapping into that wisdom. That's when you manifest. And that reflection and the redecorating and focusing on your home and your space and shifting your focus is bringing you a lot of luck and a lot of blessings, and quite possibly an opportunity to actually travel, which is fantastic, right? You want that. And Venus in Pisces is a time, because you share Jupiter as a ruler with Pisces. It was Pisces' traditional ruler. Pisces energy for you can feel strangely at home. You can have wonderful relationships with Pisces despite this cookie cutter definition of astrology of a square. You know, that oftentimes when you share a ruler, there's a beautiful harmony with it. So when Venus is going through Pisces, you can actually feel very at home with this energy, which is why it is your sector of home. You feel more at home. And I think for a lot of you, there is a blessing coming to you from Jupiter. Jupiter will move into Pisces in the summertime for a short stay, and this will bring a lot of blessings to your home life and your family. I do feel like for a lot of you, you need to forgive people from the past, because we have the compassion card and the fairness card. It's about releasing judgments and being fair. I also think some of you may be, possibly because Sagittarius is, you know, associated with the legal system as well as Libra. I do see with the fairness card and the woman holding a coin, some of you could be pursuing a legal career or moving into a legal career. Or some of you could be, like Miss Britney Spears, who's a Sagittarius, experiencing a small win in a legal victory. And you could be on your way to some success there. So we also have Nine of Pentacles. This is a very financially independent energy, suggesting that a lot of you are getting your career back on track. You're experiencing some growth in your career, and it's coming from your passion, the passions that you're feeling. You're putting energy towards it. You're feeling more invigorated. And with the Page of Swords, it could be an online business that really takes off. You could be also connecting to somebody online in a very different country or very different side of the world, and this could be romantic. Okay, so you could be having really flirty conversations with somebody over the phone. There could be a lot of passion injected into a relationship. If you're already in a relationship, I just see this as a time of enjoying each other's company, nesting at home, and really engaging in some projects together. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your part on Venus in Pisces. So Pisces for you is your sector of communication. It's your sector of the voice, speaking your truth, listening even. It's also your sector of siblings and neighbors. And so Venus being in Pisces for this transit will bestow upon you this healing with your neighborhood, healing with your siblings, healing with your voice and your throat chakra. You may notice that during this period you feel like you could deal with some congestion in your throat, you could deal with some throat pain or anything like that. You can be more susceptible to it if your throat chakra is blocked. One of the things that came up very clearly in your cards with the 5th chakra is that your throat chakra has been blocked and you need to open it up somehow. I think for a lot of you, you have a fear of speaking your truth because there has been somebody in your past that you've not been able to communicate with. Could have been a father figure, there could have been a lack of communication, a lack of understanding, or you felt as a child that your emotions were not validated, they were not respected, or people were in such states of stress they didn't have time for it, and so you've kept a lot of things to yourself. Venus in Pisces with the Healer of the Ages wants you to heal your throat chakra and be able to communicate your truth more. Okay, it wants you to be able to speak your mind, speak from your heart, vocalize the issues that you're facing or the things that you really feel you need to say, either to the person you need to say them to or to someone else. I do feel for a lot of you that your heart and your throat are lacking a connection and that this is a time for you to heal. So I don't think a lot of you are speaking completely from the heart, especially Capricorn rising with this 4th chakra card, which is your heart chakra. And I feel with the Strength card, it is because you've had to be very supportive to other people and maybe your emotions have taken a back step as a result. I do feel with the full moon in Virgo and the Pisces energy in general, there will be a rise of some feelings that need to be resolved, because at the moment, I do feel the people in your life are seeing you as a bit of a mystery. And with the Compassion card, I think that whenever you express your feelings, you will find a lot of healing and a lot of love and support from the people around you. I do feel that some of you are going through a tricky time with siblings. You're either very worried about a sibling or not speaking to a sibling, or there has been discord with a sibling, especially if they are someone who is suffering from ill health or depression, or they're not really in a good space at the moment. Venus going through your 3rd house and the connection with Neptune and the new moon, especially if they're dealing with addiction, this may be a time when they actually seek help. There is a lot of healing going through your siblings area, but you need to be forgiving in order for this healing to come in. So maybe they've upset you before, maybe they feel a lot of shame towards you and the communication is off, or it's the other way around, but there is an element of connecting to and forgiving your sibling or your neighbors. It could be either way. And it could also be a father figure, but there is some forgiveness for you, Capricorn, coming into your life in terms of your throat chakra. And I do feel like it's that you're not able to speak your truth. and this is affecting your heart. So this is affecting your love life. And I do feel that especially if you're dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, they would like you to be more open. And that can be sun, moon, or rising, but they would like you to be more open. They could also be a Leo sun, moon, or rising, but they want you to open your heart a little bit. And I do feel like that is something you're committed to doing with the Healer of the Ages card. And I think if you're already in a relationship, this will in turn reawaken a lot of passion because they'll feel more connected to you. If you're single, a lot of you are or have been going through a period, I think, where you've attracted very codependent or unhealthy relationships, where you've really found yourself in a period of confusion. You've possibly been deceived, or you've been really emotionally tormented by your relationships. I don't feel like a lot of you have been in happy places if you're single, but I do see with the King of Cups and the Strength card that you are healing those issues, and those issues actually will receive a lot of healing and a lot of momentum if you get into your throat chakra and see what part of you you're denying or what you're keeping to yourself through fear. So the more that you awaken your heart chakra and your throat chakra, the easier it is for you to attract it in and to speak it into existence. With so much with the throat chakra here, be careful of gossip, be careful of telling porkies, and that can just mean that you're saying you're fine when you're not fine. You cue the strange audio clip that everyone puts in of Katy Perry. They want to say you're fine, but you're not fine. That kind of thing. You know, you're not receiving the energy that you need to be receiving if you're lying. You know, if you're denying yourself or denying yourself to other people that how you're feeling. So be careful of that. I think if you're looking to attract love, you need to say so rather than say, I'm fine, I'm independent, I'm focused on business. If you're looking to attract it, start being really honest about what it is that you want, because there is a healing energy going between your throat chakra and your heart chakra, and it's very important. It's very important for you to speak into existence what you want. But I do feel that if you're single, a lot of you are attracting either a Leo or a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. Someone who's very patient, but someone who is emotional and needs to feel like they know you. I think a lot of you are giving off a vibe of, I don't want anything, I'm very independent, but deep down you're very soft. And I think it's stopping love coming into you. And as Venus goes through Pisces, especially with the new moon in Pisces in the 13th, you will be able to use the Neptune fog that's over your communication sector to heal and to bring in new energy and to speak into existence what it is that you really want. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Have a beautiful transit. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your part on the Venus in Pisces transit. So Aquarius, this is going to be occurring in your second house, which is to do with your resources, your finances, your money, what matters to you, what value you place on things. And so Venus here is going to be giving you an injection of self-worth, self-esteem, and really healing some energies there, because Pisces is about healing, and it's going to be allowing you a little bit of transcendence with your money to move from A to B. It's a really beautiful transit for your finances. There's always an ability when Venus is in your second house to make more money. One of the things that I am seeing for you in your cards is that a lot of you have felt in the past like an option, or like you didn't succeed against the competition. I think some of you have had failures. I think some of you have maybe been looking at emotionally unavailable or literally unavailable people. And the reason for it is because it just wasn't for you. You know, if you have cast your eye on someone that you find attractive but they're taken, it's not for you. Or if you are trying to pursue somebody who's not showing any interest, it's because it's not for you. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. And I think some of you are coming to this conclusion while Venus is going through Pisces, that if somebody in your life, either romantically or in family or in friends or career, there's been a lot of rejection, it's been because it's not for you. And you're coming to terms with that with Venus being in Pisces. What I am saying for you is that your luck is changing, and it is because you have had a bit of a reset while all the planets have been in your sign. We have the Victory card, the Patience card, and the World card. There is something better for you around the corner. There is something that you're going to accomplish, you're going to overcome, you're going to succeed at. I think for a lot of you this is in career, especially if you're in a very competitive market. I feel like you're going to be experiencing some victory, and I feel that for a lot of you it's financial. And I also think for a lot of you, it's career. You're going to be experiencing a lot of success and a lot of recognition with the World card here. You have closed out some kind of cycle where you felt very triggered or frightened or upset, and there has been a loss, or you have felt that there's been a lot of rejection on the way, or there has been a lot of hurdles to overcome. And I do think with this energy, you're going to start to see signs of success. And I think it's because you've been very patient with the Patience card. Your time will come. It may be while Venus is in Pisces, it may not, but we did just have a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in your sign, which means that luck is manifesting for you. And I do think it's to do with your success in your career. And most importantly, it's to do with your self-image. So as the energy starts shifting, don't forget we've Jupiter still in your sign into Pisces. As the energies are shifting, you're still very lucky. You still have luck going on in the background, and you can bet whenever Jupiter is in your sign, Aquarius, if you're feeling like something's not going right, it is because there's a bigger picture. It's because there's a bigger plan. There's something bigger for you, and there's something actually quite substantial for you. Be it a bigger job, be it a bigger house, be it a better relationship, be it somebody that actually is there for you. There is something bigger for you round the corner. And it's saying that any rejection that you've suffered or anything that's not worked out for you is because there was something bigger on the way. We also have the Expect a Miracle card, which has been doing the rounds in this reading. It's kind of funny because it's not showed up for months in people's readings. But this is a miracle card. And we also have the Sorceress card. So something that you're trying to manifest is taking some time, but it is happening. Something you're trying to get off the ground in your life, or something you're trying to call in, is taking its time, but it will happen. And the more patient you are, and the more you surrender, keyword with Venus and Pisces, the more you surrender and have faith, another Pisces keyword, the quicker it will actually happen. When you are not in a spot of surrender and you're hyper focused on the actual manifestation of the thing, you're so aware, you're like watching your phone to see if you're going to get a text or a job interview or something. We all know that when we're in that state, nothing happens. What is that old expression? A watched pot never boils. It's that kind of feeling. And for you, the more you surrender to this and the more you say, you know what, I'm going to focus on what I have at the moment, or you focus on the accomplishments you've already had, the quicker this will start to take off for you. It is saying you have to be patient though. The second house is ruled by Taurus. It loves patience. Venus is also co-ruled by Taurus. Don't know what was going to come out of my mouth there. Mercury is still in retrograde when I'm filming this, so do forgive me. It's actually retrograde in your sign and my moon sign, so this is why. Venus is also ruled by Taurus, so while it's in your second house and it's the planet associated with Taurus, be patient and what you want will come. Show some patience, show some dignity in your understanding that what you want will be yours, because it's going to be really sweet. It's going to be a really sweet victory, and it's going to feel like a miracle when it happens. So now that you know that, maybe you can surrender a little bit and know that the things that were aggressive and they weren't, it was like putting a lot of work, it was pushing a boulder up a hill, they just weren't meant for you, or they weren't meant for you at that moment, or it was trying to redirect you to something else. So any area in your life where you felt rejected, you're going to have a big victory, either emotionally or materially. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.